Welcome to DC. You know where you're at the USA Cup. You're taking it slightly, I'm taking it slightly. Now how you gon' act? Oh, you gon' be right back. Well, we gon' be right here. We gon' be right here. You know where you're at the USA Cup. You're taking it slightly, I'm taking it slightly. Now how you gon' act? Oh, you gon' be right back. Well, we gon' be right here. We gon' be right here. We ain't going nowhere. Welcome to DC. DC, the home of Chuck Brown. Oh, you don't know the sound? Well, let me break it down. The G.O., the G.O., the M.A. and B.O. See though, we've been pumping crank since an embryo, really though. It's the city where the people hold the power, and you can see 9 dimes every half an hour. Well, Luncheon and Joe is the lingo, and brothers rob, so ain't nobody rocking mink coats. Take you back to the madness had, so how the city renamed Cigarettes Jack, so how even the mayor had a running with crack, but we all kept it real and we voted them back. But we got no stars that spit on bars like BET wasn't birthed in our backyard. So our NEG, our essence in our backyard, and Junkyard got us all going hard. You know where you're at the USA Cup. You're taking it slightly, I'm taking it slightly. Now how you gon' act? Oh, you gon' be right back. Well, we gon' be right here. We gon' be right here. You know where you're at the USA Cup. You're taking it slightly, I'm taking it slightly. Now how you gon' act? Oh, you gon' be right back. Well, we gon' be right here. We gon' be right here. We ain't going nowhere. Welcome to DC. I'm from the city to district.
What it do, what it do, what it do. We back with another episode of D Free Sports Talk. I'm your boy D Free. What's going on, everybody in the chat? What's going on, Bobby? Appreciate you coming through. What's going on, Polo? What's going on, Ja? Aircraft, Josh Sanders. What's good with y'all? Appreciate y'all coming through. Yeah, so I'm gonna drop the link, bring a couple of fellas up because we got to talk about what happened this weekend. Recap a little bit. I know y'all been hearing it all weekend since the fight happened on Saturday, and then we're gonna get into the big topic. Some news broke going into the weekend, and we gotta talk about it. What does this mean? But yeah, I mean, it was the fight card was pretty good. Started off on Friday with Golden Boy card, and we seen Amari Jones um, do his thing. He got an early stop. I mean, an early knockout. I wasn't expecting him to get a knockout that soon, being though it was his first fight in front of his hometown, and he went out there and made a statement. And the man, he looks like a force to be reckoned with. And I was very impressed with his poise, with his shot selection, and how he was able to step on the gas. Because his opponent is a guy that normally gives his opponent some fits, but he didn't let none of that bother him, and he stepped on the gas. So I was very impressed with what Amari did. I didn't get a chance to see Scrappy fight because his opponent pulled out, so they put him on early. So I didn't see him fight, but I saw that he got a unanimous decision. Um, but going to Saturday's card, um, Richard Torres, he stepped up and got in there with Frank Sanchez and got knocked out cold. Frank Sanchez hit him with a vicious, somewhat like a uppercut left hook, and knocked that man out cold. That man was flat on his back, arms stretched out wide like he was a crucifix. What's going on, Southern T? That man was stretched out wide, and this is what I always thought about Richard Torres if he ever stepped up his competition, because he's a guy that's I want to say a front runner. He likes to try to force his opponent into certain positions where he can get his punches off and they can't throw anything back. Yeah, it was scary. And I knew that once he get in there with a top or the upper level of heavyweights, he was going to get knocked out. I didn't I didn't believe in his boxing ability. I didn't believe that he was as good as they was trying to hype him up to be. He was getting a lot of hype, and I kept saying this dude is just a hype job. He's not as good as everybody's saying he is. Well, I'm not gonna say everybody, but what Bob Erm is trying to say he is in Top Rank, he's not that good. And he got in there with Frank Sanchez, and Frank Sanchez showed you ain't on this level yet. What I will say though, Frank Sanchez, he in there with Eddie Reynoso. Is that something we should be worried about? I never seen Frank Sanchez look like that. That man came in there ripped. Like he looked like he put on an extra 20 pounds of muscle. I ain't never what's going on, Irony? I never seen Frank Sanchez come in looking like Daniel Dubois. Frank Sanchez normally looked like a regular old heavyweight fighter, got a little bit of gut. He looked like he might could punch a little bit. But that man came in there looking like he was bodybuilding. He said, uh, Torres, Big Baby Anderson went good. It's weren't good. It's just yeah. I I wanted to see them two fight each other. That's what I wanted. What's going on, Prize? I wanted to see Frank Sanchez fight Big Baby Anderson, and let's see who's the best out of those two. But the Top Rank never made that fight, and they both got beat by guys outside of Top Rank. Uh, Big Baby Anderson, he went for the money, and he got put to sleep by Martin Bacoli, and then Richard Torres, he got put to sleep for sure by Frank Sanchez. So, I mean, that would have been the fight that I wanted to see. I would have rather see those guys fight each other instead of seeing what's going on, Vay. Instead of seeing these guys fighting somebody outside of Top Rank because those were supposed to be the upcoming heavyweights under Top Rank banner, and they never made that fight, which I think it would have made a lot of well, not gonna say a lot of money, but it was definitely a fight that I think a lot of fans would wanted to see. Um, but then we got the Saraz fight, and Saraz he did what he was supposed to do. I know a lot of people saying I heard a lot of people saying they wanted to see him versus Jaime McGear. Some people said they had Jaime McGear beating him. I don't think Jaime McGear got anything for Saraz. I think Saraz is going to stop Jaime McGear. Belinga, well, he's over there with Zuffa, so I don't know if he's ever going to get a rematch. I don't even know if he ever won a rematch the way he got stopped. But Jaime McGear, he better stay far away from Saraz because Saraz is going to beat that man down. Yes, the female fight might have been the most entertaining fight of the entire night. I forgot the young lady name from Japan, the champion. I can't pronounce her name. And Solemn, but that was the most entertaining fight. All right, T, that was the most entertaining fight of the night, in my opinion, because they was literally out there putting on a display. Um, and the little Japanese lady, she can box. She can box. Now her defense is skeptical, but she can box. She was giving different angles. She was pivoting. She got quick hands, and she got a nice little set of skills. She need to work on her defense because she was taking some straight shots from Solomon. If Solomon had a little bit more power, I don't know if she would have kept her belt. He said that fight was fire. Yeah, yeah, 68 is a hotbed right now. I want to see what happened with the Canelo and Chris Mabili. I'm not too confident that Canelo's going to win this fight. I would favor him to win, but I'm not confident that Canelo wins against Chris Mabili. Chris Mabili, he's a guy that don't give his opponent too much space. he usually keep the gas on him, and I don't know how Canelo's gonna deal with it. I think Canelo is is good enough to be able to get past Chris Mobili, but if Canelo is not the Canelo that we once knew anymore, he not gonna win this fight. I don't see Canelo winning this fight. This might be the first time that we see Canelo actually get physically beat up. Like the Bud Crawford, he got outboxed. He didn't physically get beat up. I mean, he had some punches laying on him. His face showed the effect of being outboxed. But Chris Mabili is a strong dude, and he's physical. He might literally physically get beat up in that fight. So I'm not 100% confident that Canelo's going to win this fight. I'm a watch, but Canelo better be on his A game because Chris Mabili trying to make a name for himself right now. Because right now it's only him and Siraj that's the only champions at the division. Siraj just got his title Saturday, and I believe he got the IBF. So they're the only two champions right now. So he's looking to make a name for himself and be the guy at 168. So he said he said Vasquez got the IBF. Okay, he got the IBF. Okay, so they did give Vasquez the IBF. Um, but the big news. Oh, I know everybody want to talk about the 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 letdown fight, which was um Usyk versus Rico, and I hear a lot of people talking saying, "Oh, Usyk might have carried him," or Usyk. And I saw Usyk tweeted out that he wanted to give his fans an entertaining fight, but I think Usyk got outboxed. I think Usyk underestimated his opponent, and he went in there and he got outboxed. He thought that this guy only had one fight as a professional 12 years ago, and he was gonna be easy work and he could just do what he want. And he got outboxed. Like I said before, when we were talking about it earlier today on B3, and when I talked about it yesterday, I only had Usyk winning 2 rounds going into that stoppage. He only won 2 rounds. He won the 10th round, and he won I think it was the fourth round. I think it was the fourth round. And Rico was he should have had that. He should have had the ability to go to the 12th round to see if he can recover because it was only 1 second when the referee stopped the fight and he was throwing punches. Usyk was throwing punches. He was throwing punches. When a referee's supposed to stop the fight is when a guy is not responding and he's undefensive. This guy was responding and he was weaving. He was weaving shots. So it didn't want it a stoppage at that point. Even if you thought that he was going to get knocked out in the next round, it didn't want it a stoppage at that point. That was a bad stoppage since Meldrick Taylor and Chavez. I stand on that. That I haven't seen a stoppage that bad since we saw Meldrick Taylor and Chavez. What's going on, T? What you got on it?
Yo, what's good? What you was talking about? What you was talking about just now?
Rico.
Oh, Van Herten and Usyk. Oh, nah, man.
Yeah.
Usyk got a gift, man. They gave Usyk a gift. He did drop him. He did hurt him, but the dude was punching on Usyk, man. Before they stopped the fight, Usyk was losing for the most part every round. The scorecards wouldn't have told you that, right? The scorecards was one judge had Rico and one had it a draw and two had it a draw, right? So it would have been the majority draw. But now he was punching on Usyk, man. Usyk almost blew. Usyk almost blew the bag. You know what I mean? I think that he would have if they didn't jump in there on him. But now that was
Yeah.
one of the worst stoppages I seen though.
Yeah, I see. Bobby said Rowley and Barroso. The only reason why it doesn't say it's not that bad is because Rowley and Barroso they had more rounds to go, and it was like in the middle of the round. They had one more round to go, and it was literally only 1 second left on the clock when the referee stopped that fight. That's the only reason why I said. And this dude, according to what everybody else saw, I don't know what the judges was looking at, but this dude was beating uh, um, Usyk badly. He was beating Usyk bad. I was going from channel to channel. Everybody like, man, Usyk is losing. He needs a knockout. Everybody that was calling the fight, they kept saying Usyk needs a knockout. Not one person said they had Usyk is a close fight or they had Usyk up. Not one person. Everybody was saying Usyk need a knockout. And so that's the only reason why I don't say Rolly and Barroso was as bad as this. The only fight I could think of is Meldrick Taylor and Chavez because I think that was the last round and it was only 10 seconds left. And they stopped the fight. And I'm like, dog, it's only 10 seconds. Let the fight go. If he knock him out, he knock him out. You heard the knock on the table to let you know there's only 10 seconds left. So that's the only reason why I say Barroso and Rolly's not as bad, but it was up there though. What's going on, Carlos? But I wanted to get on the big topic, the news that broke this weekend while we was getting ready for the fights. The WBA has mandated Kid Auston versus Gervonta Tank Davis. And what I got out of this, I got a couple of things. And I remember the conversation that I had with people months ago. I remember the conversation I had with people a year ago. And the thing that I got out of it, one, Tank Davis does not have the WBA super. Like I've been saying the entire time, people kept saying, "Oh no, Tank Davis, he took the WBA super when Devin left." I'm like, Tank doesn't have the WBA super. He's not a WBA super champion, and this further lets you know that he does not have WBA super because the WBA super don't have mandatories. They don't have mandatories. They can make a mandatory with the WBA regular, but the WBA regular will have the potential for that. He said, "What's the difference between the WBA regular gets all of the mandatory. The super don't get any mandatories. That's the difference. The WBA super don't get any mandatories. They just fight for titles or voluntary fights. They don't fight for any mandatory. That's what all of the quote unquote WBA regular gets. He gets all of the mandatory. That's what Tank Davis was getting while Devin and Loma and Tio and Cambosis, they had the WBA super. Tank Davis was fighting all of the mandatories. They wasn't fighting any mandatory because they was the WBA super. And another thing that I got out of this Tank Davis court case must be coming to an end very quickly because they said they got until I think June 16th or June 26th, or it's going to go to a purse bid. I don't think the WBA would have mandated this fight if they didn't know that Tank Davis was about to get off with this court case. Because what was the purpose of giving his belt back? You would have just left him in recess. If you didn't know if he was going to get off or not, you'd have just left him in recess and put the belt up for whoever is the number one contender and whoever else you said they had to mandate the fight with. So those are the couple of things that I took away from this mandate. Now, what I did notice, I heard Schofield father kept calling out Tank Davis, and then the day before they mandated that fight, he was like, no, I think Kid Auston need like one or two more fights, and then we'll go for the Tank Davis fight." Well, you've been doing a lot of talking now. It's too late. You either take the fight or you forfeit your position. So we're gonna see if he's ready for this Tank Davis fight because they've been doing a lot of talking, and now the fight is here. You got what you've been sitting here screaming about. You got the Tank Davis fight. Let's see what happens. What you got on the T?
I like this fight better than Pitbull because we already saw Pitbull. Schofield, had that situation with Shakur. So this is a good way for him to, kind of make up for that one. Right. I would think that he would get, more money if it's not significantly more money, just more money in general for the Tank fight. But depending on if it have to go to purse bid, right, you never know how that's gonna work out. But my guess would be that since he on Prime PBC, right, they would probably take care of the fight. Uh, as far as the court case go, I think shit. I've been saying for the longest he could because it's gonna take a minute. He can get one in, but he can get one in anyway. Though he need to do. You know what I mean? And especially with them pushing it back, it
Yeah,
may or may not be a trial, right? They push it back, uh, depending on what the lady do. But Tank ain't got no choice but to fight it, right? A lot of people don't know that, but he ain't got
yeah.
a choice but to fight it. So
And see, the thing
yeah,
is, the prosecutor was the one that asked for a continuance, not the defense. And
y'all
you
said,
don't usually, yeah, you
yeah,
don't
go ahead.
usually see that too often. You don't usually see the prosecutor ask for a continuance. It's usually the defense ask for a continuance because they want to try to get more evidence to
Yeah,
show
or they got like a
that
new witness
they
or something like
innocent.
that.
Yeah. So you don't really get that too often. So that was kind of surprising hearing that the prosecutor asked for a continuance and the judge was like, okay, we're gonna grant you 2 weeks. So I think they go back to court June something. I think it's June 6th or June 16th, something like that. Somewhere around there. What's going on, Irony?
How you doing, man? God bless. I have a question for you. I don't. So
Good.
you were saying about the super and regular, right? So the super gets titles or voluntary, right? So that's what Rolly got right now, correct? The super.
Say that again.
That's what Rolly got right now. The super. Um,
Rowley, yeah, he just got the super. Yeah.
okay. So my question would be, because I don't know this, would be what do you do to get that status of super? You know.
Well, technically in their rules is based off of what you bring to the sport and how long you defended the title. That's technically what they're supposed to do. But we all know they make
Yeah.
exceptions for different people. But that's technically how it goes. Depending on how many times you defend it, I think it's a mandatory 10 title defense or something like that, or a certain amount of title
Okay.
defense. I want to say 10 because for some reason 10 is in my head, but it's a certain amount of title defense, and it's also what you bring to the sport. That's what grants you the super. But a lot of times, what they've been doing lately, because they want to double their money, they have a super, and then they see another fight where there's a number one contender and somebody else that's ranked in the sanction body. They'll say, okay, we're going to make this person a super, and we're going to put the regular on the line, like what they did with Ryan Garcia. What they did with Ryan Garcia, they had they had made what's the guy name? Um, the guy that Boots fought. They made him the super.
Stanionis.
Yes, Stanionis. They made him the super, and they gave Ryan and Rowley the regular belt because at first the regular wasn't. I mean, the super wasn't there. It was Stanionis that had the super because the last super champion was Bud Crawford. So
Yeah.
Stanionis had the regular belt. They elevated Stanionis and they put the regular belt on the line for Rowley and Ryan Garcia.
So is that the same as Catterall and Guillasol? Is Catterall like the regular now, or
Well, Gearsaw right now is it that's probably what they're gonna do. They're probably gonna
okay,
elevate him to the regular champion because he was the mandatory, but they end up um Devin's number one contender and Rolly's #1 contender end up fighting each other. So they probably going to elevate him to the regular.
Okay, okay, appreciate it.
Catterall, he said Catterall the regular. Yeah, that's probably. I don't know if they did it already or if they're going to do it. They might have did it Saturday. But yeah.
Okay, good stuff.
So that what's going on, Ja?
What up with you? I
What you
like
got?
this scope. I like this Schofield versus Tank fight. I just hope it don't get in the way of Tank versus Loma. But I think Loma would be smart to take a fight before fighting Tank, because the Tank fight probably gonna put him back in retirement.
Navarrete is what they're talking about fighting
Yeah,
first.
I think that's probably the reason why they went ahead and mandated this fight because they heard Loma said he want to fight Neverade and Tank Davis. So they probably gonna give him the Neverade fight first, and then he's gonna fight Tank Davis. That way, he fights Neverade. If he beats Neverade, he's a unified champion at 130. He can move up, fight Tank Davis. There's no belts on the line. It will only be Tank Davis belt on the line. So he can move up and fight Tank Davis for his belt. If he loses, he's still the unified champion at 130. So I think that's the route he's going to take.
Say that again.
No, I was saying they they um they probably mandated because they heard Loma said he wanted to fight Neverati and Tank. So Tank got mandated to fight Kid Auston. Loma's probably gonna fight Neverati for his unification belts at 130. Loma beats Neverati. He's a unified champion at 130. He can move up and fight Tank Davis where his belts are not on the line. Tank Davis belts will be on the line, but his
Mm,
belt's not on the line. So if he loses, he can always go back to 130 and still be a unified champion and still try to go undisputed that route. If he beats Tank Davis, now he has a route to go undisputed at 135 because we don't know what. Well, Shakur got stripped of his belt, so William Zepeda and Roach is going to fight for that. Um, Raymond Muratala, I believe he's about to move out of the division, so that belt is going to be free. And then you got Abdullah Mason, so he has a route to go for undisputed at 35 or 30. So I
I
think
wonder
that's the
if if Tank could still, like when he went to 130, and they said he could fight at 130 still. Cause I would like to see him fight Oshaki at 130 or Ford at 130 and Loma, and maybe take some of them belts from them.
I mean,
I
he
want,
can do that. It's just a matter of will Loma go for that? That's the thing. Because Loma want
yeah,
an avenue to become undisputed. If Tank come down to 130, I don't know if Loma take that fight. I think Loma might be like, nah, I'll fight you at 35. I'm not fighting you for
yeah,
my belts at 30. Because this is Loma's last chance to get undisputed if he's going for undisputed.
yeah. That's all I want to see that fight though. Loma versus Tank. Been waiting for that fight. I feel like Devin and Shakur just be in the way.
Yeah,
Like
I
they
think
could have been moved up.
I think that's the fight that everybody want to see. For the most part, they want to see Tank versus Loma. Of course, you got some people that's going to hate and say, "Oh, Loma is old" or whatever. But if Loma goes out here and he beats Neverati, how old is Loma? Is he still an old fighter? He just beat Neverati. And a lot of people say Neverati is still on the top of his game. So I don't know. I think it's a good fight. I always wanted to see Loma and Tank. Um, I wouldn't mind seeing the Tank and Roach rematch because I want to see if that was just because Tank was off or do Roach have Tank's number. Um, So I do want to see that rematch. I don't really care for the Pitbull Cruz rematch. I know that's a money grab for Tank, but I don't really care for that rematch.
Yeah, I would like to see Tank stop Pitbull or like fight him more in the pocket, but I don't care for that. I like to see him fight Roach. I feel like it's a little bit of both though. Like I feel like Tank, I don't think he was all the way off. I just feel like Roach played it safe, but he looked good doing it, and he familiar with Tank. So I think it's both. Like he got his number a little bit, but like really Tank just didn't put his foot on the gas, so he was off that night too a little bit.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit of him overlooking Roach because he's beaten Roach in the amateurs and he felt like Roach hasn't gotten any better. I think it was a little bit of him overlooking him. But it could be the fact that Roach just know what Tank is about and he know how to prepare for that.
He looked like he was having fun fighting Roach though, like, and he was talking about before the
What's going
fight,
on, bro?
kind of like wanting to have fun in the ring again, like fighting somebody who was going to give him a good fight.
Now, how do you think that Kid Austin is going to approach this fight with Tank Davis? Do you think Kid Austin is really going to go through with it, or is he going to find a way out of it?
I think he'd go through with it. I think him and his father don't always be on the same page. That's why his father might be saying he need more fights. I think he'd take the Tank fight right now though. Um,
Now, I do know that Oscar didn't want this fight, and it seemed like his father was backtracking when he was on Mill City the other day. He was like, Kid Austin need like one or two more fights, and then we'll go for the Tank Davis fight. So it seemed like he was doing a little bit of backtracking. So I
Oscar
don't know.
changed his mind though, like, cause he just was talking about it on the fights was last night, and he said he believe in Schofield, cause they was talking about Oscar didn't believe in him or whatever. So Oscar look like he okay with them taking the fight now.
I mean, he ain't got no choice now. It's mandated. He
And
ain't got no choice. If he don't take that mandate fight, he loses position. And Oscar
for
don't have that many stars right now, so he can't have anybody falling off.
for some reason I feel like Kid Austin father, I don't even like, and I hate to say it, I just got this feeling like he want Kid Austin to fight Tank so Tank
Now,
could teach him a lesson.
now let me ask: Do you see any avenue for Kid Austin to win this fight?
A puncher's chance, that's it. Really, nah. Like he just young and experienced. Like he looked like he in shape, but Tank gonna be in shape too.
Now,
So I don't give him nothing. Like he beat Tevin Farmer the way he did. That might got him too hyped off of that.
and that's the thing. Like a lot of people look at that Tavern Farmer fight, and they act like that was the best that we ever seen of Tevin Farmer. I'm like, Tevin Farmer is not the same guy that
Nah,
was
he on
at.
his way. I
For
mean, if he
sure,
not
for
out
sure.
now, he was on his way out.
So I think there is an avenue for Kid Austin. It's just a very small avenue. It's a
Yeah.
one-way street, and if he try to make a U-turn, he gonna get stuck.
Like
I,
ain't
I
no
think
game plan where he could outsmart Tank with some type of game plan.
right.
He just gotta punch his chance. If he gotta be in shape. He gotta be in top shape. But nah, he don't got nothing that I don't see that Tank don't do like on a way higher level than him.
How you feel about an irony with the Kid Austin and Tank Davis fight?
Um, Interesting. I don't. first of all, he has no choice but to go through with it, right? You don't want to pull out 3 straight times, Shakur, Jojo, and Tank Davis, right? That's like a death sentence. But I don't. I don't really know how to assess Kid Austin because, yeah, I mean, that wasn't the same guy. You're absolutely right. Like Tevin Farmer, I mean, nah, man. And yeah, he got that Giron fight where he got dropped and everything. It happens. Nah. I think Tank Davis is going to massacre him, to be honest with you. I mean, anything can happen in a boxing ring and everything, but Tank's been in there with some people, man. Tank's been in there with some people, boxers, punchers, you name it, right? And Kid Austin just doesn't have that body of work. Just, nah. I'm not gonna say it's a layup, but I wouldn't. If I'm Kid Austin, I'm not taking this fight right now. That's bad news. I know Tank's coming up for a layoff and all the rest of it, but you've been out for a while too, Kid Austin. He's been out for a while too, so I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, Tank
Right.
Davis gonna Tank like stoppage. Tank, I'll say this: Tank is known for. I think you said it, or somebody at B3 said it. Like he's known for being those types of dude that'll take a couple of rounds to download information and then he'll go from there. So maybe if Kid Austin can maybe get the jump on him or whatever, but I'm not gonna lie, bro. I don't like to say people got no chance because I've seen major upsets and everything, but it's
Yeah.
I love
I-
this fight for Kid Austin though. I think he should take it and don't worry about, you know.
hey, I appreciate it, D3. Appreciate it.
No
I think
problem.
he should take this fight though, man. Cause like he might not get a chance again. And
Yeah.
Tank is a dream fight for anybody.
I mean, he got to take it because this would have been the second opportunity that you had a chance to fight for a title and you turned it down or you found a
Facts.
way out of it. This would be the second time because you had an opportunity with Shakur, and I, I'm gonna leave it as that. And now you got the opportunity with Tank Davis. These are the two guys you've been saying you want to fight, so you gotta take it. Now maybe you get more money for this fight. Maybe the Shakur fight you would get more money. I don't know, but what I do know, even if you lose, at least you took the fight and you gave it your all. Because
Facts.
I give more respect to a person that take the fight and they go down swinging than a person that
Yes.
never swing at all.
Yeah.
Go for it. If you go for it, you deserve the abs. I agree. 1,000,000%.
Yeah, you got to.
And if he
So,
lose to Tank, you already know you still on the come up. Just look
yeah,
as good as you
Yeah.
can. Like give it your
look,
all, like you said.
look at all the guys that lost to Tank Davis. They all either had another opportunity to become a champion
That's a
or
great
they
point.
became champion again.
That's a great point. Yeah, absolutely right. Barrios, Pitbull, and Ryan, and who's the other one? Rolly. Yep.
Yeah, all of that. The only person right now that took a loss from Tank Davis that hasn't had an opportunity to become champion yet is Frank Martin. But everybody else, either they became a champion or they had an opportunity to become champion.
True.
Yeah.
So it's not a bad thing to lose to Tank Davis. It's actually putting your name on the map.
Yeah, he
For
gonna be
sure.
known for
For
sure
sure.
just fighting Tank.
Yeah, I like the
But it's
fight.
like you. But it's like you said, like there's ways of losing, right? It's one thing if you go out there and get massacred, and it's another thing. Like imagine if he like hits Tank and has him wobble for a second or something like that, and yeah, he might still lose or get stopped. But it's like, hey, look at what he did to him. This guy couldn't do that to him. This other guy couldn't do that to him. Like you can build from that. Aside from the guys that lost, like lost more handily, they still became something. So you can build off from that. You can even become a lot of times bigger than what you were even on a loss if you just have some moments or go toe to toe with him and maybe catch him with something like yeah, I agree. And everybody expecting you to lose anyway, so you're pretty much playing with house money here.
Right, right. You playing with house money. If everybody expect you to lose, I think I think the thing is he could possibly do a Lamont Roach. You can go in and get a draw.
Yeah.
That makes your name even bigger. Look what Lamont Roach ain't never had this much publicity until he got a draw with Tank.
And this could open up the door like Kid Austin versus Lamont or just a whole bunch of different fights. Like if he want the fight, cause the Shakur thing was sketchy that he ain't fight Shakur. But he could get a lot of fights just off of just fighting Tank. Win, lose, or draw.
Hey, Aircraft, I'm not gonna say the man ducking David, but I don't know. He signed with the wrong company because I don't know if they're gonna make the fight. I don't know.
That's a fact. But let me tell you this: if they make Jairo Petaya versus Noel Mikhailian, I mean they're in talks, I think, or something like that. If they can make that fight, I mean I know it's not the same thing, obviously, because he's unified. David is, but I mean I don't know. Do you see a way for this fight to happen free? Because I really want to know this. Because I know that David said he ain't going to Sufa, whatever, but I just think that if Turkey, drops the hammer and say, I'm going to pay you guys twice or 3 times as many as you've ever made, I mean, you're not going to say no to that, right? Or is it not that simple?
There is a way. The only way I think that it does happen if they fight on a ring card, because we already know David said he's not going to Zupa. So he's the A side. You can't make the A side do anything. It don't matter how many times the fans scream and yell or whatever. If he's the A side, he's the one that calls the shot. So he even said it. If y'all want to do business, we could sit down and we could do something. We can make the fight happen. But he not going to Zupa. And everybody's like, oh, anybody say it got to be at Zupa. He never said it had to be at Zupa. He just let you know, I'm not going to Zupa. And I'm not fighting for that belt. He didn't say he had to go to Zupa. He said, we can work something out. You can either go to ring. He fought on a ring card before, or you can go to PBC. Whichever one you want to do. If you feel more comfortable with ring, we could do a ring card.
Because I'm sorry not to cut you off. Just because Jai's still the ring champion, right? He got stripped by the IBF, but he still got the ring, does he not?
Yeah, he still got the ring. He still got the ring belt. He just don't have the IBF.
Yeah.
And I mean, and everybody said, oh, the IBF gave him a choice. They said you can either fight for the IBF or you can fight for the Super belt, but you won't fight for both. He chose to fight for the Zupa belt. They were like, oh, well, he paid his sanctioning money. They gave the sanctioning money back. They gave it back to him. So he didn't lose out on anything. The only thing he lost out on is what he chose not to fight for, was the belt. He chose not to fight for that belt. And this ain't the first time that Jai lost the IBF. He lost the IBF before.
He won that from Breedis, right? Or am I wrong about that?
It was a fight that I believe they wanted him to fight, and he chose to take another fight, and they stripped him. And then he went back and got the belt again. I forgot what fight it was. I want to say it wasn't Breedis. I want to say it was somebody else, but it could have been Breedis. They could have wanted that rematch right away, or they could have wanted that fight right away, but it was somebody that he was supposed to fight that was mandated, and he chose to go fight somebody else, and they stripped him. But then he ultimately went and got the belt back. So, like I said, this ain't the first time that he's been stripped. He's been stripped before.
Because I remember when he fought Nika, he was supposed to fight Sin Cara, but I don't think that was the case that you're saying, right? I don't think so, because Sin Cara pulled out. It wasn't his fault. I don't think that was the case. It was probably Breedis. Yeah, I'll look it up though.
Yeah, I gotta look it up because I don't know right offhand. I gotta look it up, but I do remember him being stripped before, and then he had to go back and fight for that belt again.
Jairo Petaya just clout chasing David, dog. Like David tear him up. Like David will destroy Ja over time. He get hit too much, and David he throws so many damn punches. Like, come on, yo,
Yeah, but Ja ain't
he
gonna be
gonna
right in
hurt
front of.
Ja.
But you gotta understand. I mean, listen, there's a case to be made for that, Gerald. But you gotta understand one thing. Like Opetaya's not gonna be right there in front of you like Zurdo. Like
Yes,
Ja,
he is.
Opetaya moves, bro.
He
Opetaya can
gonna
No,
be
he
move.
is.
right there.
What
Yes, he
I
is.
will say is
Mm,
early on, Ja is not going to be there. He's not going to
yeah,
be there early on. It's the second half of the fight. If he can't get David Benavidez out and that second half roll around, he going to be right there,
I can see
and
that.
David
Yeah,
going to be
If he
letting
not there,
I
then
can
he
see
ain't
that.
gonna be able to land nothing. Cause that's how he punch.
Because I'll say this, Opetaya does start very like how do you say this? Like Benavides is another one of those dudes. Like we just told about Tank. He'll spend a couple of rounds here and there, downloading information. He did that against Plant. He did that against Bubu Andrade. He did that against Morel as well. But Opetaya will start from the get go trying to get your head off. So yeah, like I agree with Free. Like Opetaya's best bet is probably within the first 3, 4, 5 rounds. After that, is probably David's one-way traffic.
yeah. And
Yeah,
I think
He
what
telegraph his
Ja
punches too. David
a
gonna
lot of
hurt
I
him.
think a lot of people underestimate the hand speed of David Benavidez. They think, okay, I can land my shot and he's not gonna be able to land a shot back. And when they get in there with David, they realize he got hand speed like he's a 105-pound minimum weight. That man hand
yeah,
fast as
he's
a mug to
super
be
fast. Yeah,
a cruiserweight, light heavyweight, 168 pounds. He got crazy fast hands.
yeah,
So
definitely
I
does.
think I think a lot of people think, oh, David Benavidez, he just come forward, I'm gonna be able to outbox him, and then they get in the ring with him, and they realize it's not as easy as I thought it was. Like we didn't seen him in there with guys like Kata Plant, Boo Boo Andrade.
Yeah.
We seen him in there with Anthony Yard. We seen him in there with David Morrell. He's been in there with a bunch of different boxers now. At
Yeah,
first,
boss
he was
dick.
fighting
Yeah.
guys that were staying right in front of him. Now he's been in there with a lot of different boxers. And I think a lot of people are underestimating how good he's getting with dealing with boxers.
Now, would you agree, Free, that he hasn't faced anybody that can crack like Opetaya can crack?
No,
No.
I think David Morrell can crack. I think Anthony Yard can crack. I think
But Opetaya's been putting people to
Boo
sleep,
boo.
man. I'm
I
telling
think the
you, like
dude the first dude that he fought at light heavyweight, I think
Bostic.
he can crack. Yeah, I think he
Yeah.
can crack. I think he's been in there with guys that can crack.
But
I
but
think
but but you know as well as I do, Opetaya been putting people to sleep, bro. Like 2 or 3 or 4 dudes to sleep like
yeah,
badly,
it's
man.
one thing with a guy that can crack. It's another thing. Are you landing a clean shot?
Yeah.
I don't think David get hit with clean shots unless it's maybe to the body. I don't think as far as the head, I don't think David get hit with clean shots. I think a lot of those shots he either blocking or he's turning with. So a lot of people say, "Oh, he ain't been in with nobody that can punch." Yes, he has. It's just that he's avoided a lot of those big shots. And by the
And
time you do get a chance to land a clean shot on him, your gas tank is low.
but Jai also irony, he
Yeah.
not the most skilled fighter that David faced. He not even up there with the most skilled fighters that David has faced.
I think I think with Ja
I
Overtime,
agree. I agree.
I think Ja Overtime, he relies on his power and his athleticism. I don't think he's fundamentally sound. He got skills, but I don't think he's fundamentally as sound as David. I think he relies on his power and his athleticism. That's
Yeah,
why
he
in the
got
second half
skills.
of the fight, second half of fights, when you see him in the second half, guys is putting hands on him because he's not that fundamentally sound.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nika
Yeah, he
Nika
not.
definitely put hands on him. You're absolutely right. And
I
Nika,
do. I watch cruiserweight.
yeah.
Yes, I do, man.
Breeders broke his face.
Yes.
Daggone, Brandon, the dude that he just fought, was putting hands on him in the second half of
See,
that fight.
Glanton, yeah.
Yeah. So and Brandon is not that good of a fighter. He's not that good.
No, I
He's
get
like
it.
a
Yeah.
smaller version of Zordo. He's like a smaller version of Zordo. He just comes forward and he throws big shots.
Yeah, he's a super tough guy, but as a fighter, he ain't got a lot to him. You're absolutely
Yeah.
right. I don't know, man. It's interesting enough. I'll tell you that one
I
that much.
still
And
want
the
to
most
see.
interesting, the most interesting thing that I see in this fight is that you got a guy that is not the fastest starter in David, and you got another guy that is definitely a fast starter. So when you see a flip side like that, that's what makes it interesting to me because David needs to be on his P's and Q's from the get go in that fight. Now, if he can weather the early storm, you're absolutely right, man. He's probably going to drown him in the deep waters because Jao Petai ain't that used to going 12 rounds as David is. You know,
Yeah.
David won 12 rounds with Morel, with Bostic and all the rest of them. Jao Petai ain't that used to going 12 rounds. I can't remember the last time he won 12 rounds before Glanton, to be honest with you. Well, Breedy's, probably Breedy's. Yeah, but that was a
Yeah.
long time
Breeze.
ago.
Yeah. Breeze. I mean, and that's the thing. Like, I don't think I don't think Ja really knows what David is about. I think he thinks David is a come forward fighter that throws a lot of shots. What most people think until they get in the ring with him. I don't think they realize David actually has skill and he's gotten better as he's gotten older. And I think it's a 50-50 fight early on. If it goes past 6 rounds, I think the tide changes and it becomes more of a 60-40, 70-30 in favor of David because Ja overtime, his gas tank runs out after the first 6 or 7 rounds. And the power definitely, if you go look at Ja's resume, outside of I think like 1 or 2 fights, all his knockouts was within the first 6 rounds. I think he got
Yeah,
like 1 or 2 fights past 6 rounds that he knocked somebody out.
yeah,
Everybody
for
else
sure.
within the first 6 rounds.
Definitely the most recent ones like David Nika, Hussein Sin Cara, Squeo, and Eli Zorro. All those knockouts came within the first 6 rounds. So
Yeah.
um, that could be detrimental to you, as crazy as that may sound, because when you get a guy that ain't going out of there, and you're not used to being in the trenches like that, because David goes from less to more every time. He gets better every single time we see him, but he always goes from less to more in the fight. So
Yeah.
when that second half of the fight hits, bro, it's like he turns out that extra gear and just piles on, man, and he's unstoppable. So
And Jai Opataya, he there to get hit. And David Power, especially his short punches, is sneaky. His power underestimated and it's underrated. Like he got some dangerous power, like with them shots where you trying to smother his punches and he still connect with them little short look like arm punches. He still turn his body into them punches. Like it's crazy. Like
Yeah.
I seen it in his last fight more than ever. Like he's
And
still getting a lot of power on them
I think
awkward
and that
shots in the inside.
I think another thing that's going to play a major part in this fight if they do make it is David is a hellified body puncher. And I think the early part of that fight, you're gonna see most of his shot going to Ja body. And I think as the fight go on, Ja's gonna get worn down because he's gonna be hitting that body, and that gas tank gonna get worn down, and that power is gonna get worn down. And then you find a guy like David Benavidez when he gets stronger as the fight go on, and you're getting weaker, you're not gonna last too long. Or if you do last, you're gonna get beat up. That's what I say. I think it's a 50-50 fight early on. If it goes past 6 rounds, that tie starts to change.
And y'all said Bivol coming back.
yeah, he's fighting next
Yeah,
week.
Bivol got to fight this week.
I
Okay,
for
that's what's up.
Yeah, you got to fight Saturday.
I want to see that one. I want David to go up to heavyweight though. I've been wanted that, but I
Yeah,
want to see him fight Bivol and Ja real quick. and then
He's not
go
gonna
up.
go to heavyweight. He said it like maybe 5 years. He's not going to heavyweight no time
5
soon.
years? How old is he?
I
He's
think
only
it's 30.
28. He's 28.
He's still in his 20s?
28. Holy crap.
Damn.
Yeah,
I thought he was like 30.
He's only 28.
Okay.
Oh, that's what's
Give
up.
me a sec. Oh, come on.
I
Yeah,
don't
he
got
said
no
like
problem with that.
5 years. You gotta
29,
remember,
29.
David. Oh, when David fought Zordo, he rehydrated. He came in at 196 on the scale. He rehydrated to 202. He's not a big dude. He's not a heavyweight dude. He's a
Yeah.
cruiserweight, but he's not a heavyweight.
Yeah, I would like to see him put on some more muscle mass and really
He's not
train.
that tall. He's not that tall either. He's like
Yeah,
6.
he's only like 6'1", maybe 6'2". I stood right beside him. He's not that tall at all.
Yeah,
He looks
it'll take a
tall on
couple
TV.
years.
He
Like,
just
cause
has, he has
if
that
he could-
build though.
he
You
could
know,
train however he want and eat however he want, and he could be a good like at heavyweight and still have his speed. Like that'd be love. Like, cause you don't have to worry about what you eating.
But
Like,
see, the thing is, now when you dealing with those heavyweights, now those punchers are punching on a different level.
yeah,
Those are different type of punchers.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
huge.
Those ain't cruiserweight or 175 pounds.
Yeah,
Those are punches from guys that been lifting weights their entire life.
yeah.
hmm
And big boys, man.
I just think that David could deal with it, cause he been a heavyweight since he was like what in middle school, and he had to lose all that weight. Then he
Yeah,
could
he's always been
spar.
like a stocky guy, chunky guy. He has that build that helps him.
So he probably could, yeah. Like, and then if
He's just
like
not
the
that
way-
tall, though. That's the problem. He's just not that tall.
Yeah.
If he was like 6'3" or 6'4", maybe, but 6'1", I don't know. That could be bad news, man. Because
and his chin though,
guys are
it'd
huge.
probably be better though, without having to lose weight.
Yeah. I think he'll
in the
be
height
good at
too.
heavyweight if he takes the right measures to become a heavyweight. If he just rushed there to get a name, he's not going to do well.
Yeah. How tall is Usyk?
Usyk,
6'3".
6'3". I'm sorry, 6'3".
Yeah,
He's the same height as Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
Same measurements as Muhammad Ali.
For example, Usyk was huge for cruiserweight. You know,
Joe Frazier wasn't that tall though. I met him before.
Nah, Frazier's like 5'11" and a half or 6. He's like Tyson
he was
or Marciano,
average.
you know.
Yeah, he was average.
Yeah, but those are unicorns, yeah. You know, Joe Frazier, Marciano, Tyson, those are unicorns. Usually the
David
heavyweights
a
are
unicorn
you
to me.
4, 3. Could be. Yeah.
It'd be good. I think a guy like Usyk will be a good fight because Usyk not that big of a puncher. So I think David can deal with a guy like Usyk. A guy like Daniel Dubois, he can deal with him too, but he has to worry about the power because Daniel
Yeah.
Dubois carries that power in every round. So I think a guy like Daniel Dubois, he has to worry about the power. A guy like Moses, I don't know what Moses is like in the later rounds because none of his fights makes it to the later round. So his
How
boxing
tall is
ability-
Moses?
Moses is like 6'5", 6'6".
I think
Oh,
6'4".
damn.
I was thinking 6'4". Let me look him up.
That'd be a tough
Maybe
fight
6'4",
there,
maybe
because
6'4".
Moses fast too,
Let me
Yeah,
take a look.
maybe
and his
6'4".
boxing ability, like he good on his feet.
Now,
He
let me
light
ask
on
you
his
something.
feet.
This might be kind of a silly question, but I just got to know. When they measure the height, they measure it barefoot, right? When
Yeah.
they measure the height, they measure it barefoot, right? Or do they
Yeah.
measure it with shoes?
Okay.
Barefoot. It says here 6'4". Yeah, 6'4" and a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, like I said, he tall, rangy, and he got boxing ability. See, that's the thing about Moses. That's why I look at Moses,
Yeah.
and everybody keeps saying, "Oh, I gotta see more from Moses." I've seen all I need to see.
I ain't
He
know
got
he
in
was
there.
that tall.
That man got in there with Dillian White, stopped him in one round, He got in there with Jermaine Ortiz.
And nobody ever did that. Free, remember that nobody ever did that to Dillian White. Not AJ, not Fury. Nobody stopped him that early. Yeah.
Nobody did what he did to Jermaine Franklin, neither.
Exactly. Nobody stopped him either. Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, so I've seen what I need to see. Dude, he got it. Now, will he improve? We got to remember, he's only 20 years old. He's only 20.
He only 20?
Yeah.
21, I think.
He's
21
smart.
or
He might have
just turned 21.
Yeah,
but I think when he went into that Jermaine Franklin, he was 20. So he might have just turned 21.
Now, let me ask you something, Free, because this is interesting to me, because a lot of people just want him to fight Caballel or Dubois straight up. I'm thinking, why rush it? You know, like why don't get like Hergovich or Sanchez or some.
Well, they're trying to get him Felix Herkovich. I mean, Felix Herkovich. I think he's gonna beat him easy.
That to me makes more sense for his development.
I think it's the time though. Like, I agree with you with his development, but I feel like the fans ain't gonna be with that though.
See, the problem is he's so good at this age.
Yeah, he good.
It's not really too many people you can put him in there with that make him better. I mean, yeah, you could give him a bunch of people, but if it's not making him better, it ain't doing nothing for him.
That's why the fans ain't gonna be with it, cause he that good. Like, I want to see him fight Dubois too. Like, I want to see how he'll do right now against Triple D.
Like I said, I think a guy like Moses, he's a prisoner of his own talent. He's a prisoner of his own talent because he's so good.
Yes.
It's like a curse and a blessing.
Yeah, well said. Absolutely.
You can't really put him in there with bums because it's not doing nothing for him. But if you put him in there too early, you don't want to ruin him.
Exactly. These are heavyweights, man. One shot can literally change your whole career. So you got to take it easy with that, man. Like,
the way I look at it is like he ain't going to have nobody else to fight once he beat all of them.
Yeah.
I mean, there is one guy, Gerald, and he's coming up. His name is Teremoana, but that is not going to happen anytime soon. They're going to meet like in 3 years or something. Teremoana?
Oh, yeah, I seen him fight. There's another guy that's under, I believe he's under Golden Boy.
How you spell that?
Edwards.
I've heard about him too. Yeah, I heard about him too. That's another one.
He look like he got some boxing ability and some power, but I need to see him.
That's the American guy, right? That's the American guy.
American.
Okay.
Yeah. I need to see him in there with a little bit stiffer competition to see what he's really made of. But from what I've seen, he seemed like he got some boxing ability and he got some power. But the guy that he was in there with was just a showcase fight.
I could look Joshua up. Who is Terry? Who? How you spell it?
Teremoana. Teremoana.
Was that the young guy that just fought a couple of weeks ago? Like 2 weeks ago?
Okay.
He always fights over there, so he may have. I think so. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Free. Yeah, I remember now. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
because he fights like midweek sometimes.
That was the young guy that fought like 2 weeks ago on the Matchroom card.
Yeah.
Or was it the Queensbury? No, I think it was the Queensbury card.
He always fight like under whenever Team Siu fights over there or wherever Cambosos or Par or some of that, he's always like co-main or something like that.
He's 28.
Yeah, young guy. I think I know. I think we talking about the same person. Here, young guy.
Are we still talking about Teremoana or are we talking about Edwards now?
Oh, I like that. I could see the matchup. I like.
Yeah, he don't got that many fights as Moses. I think he's like Moses is a little bit more polished than he is, but but Teremoana is dangerous, man. I'm telling you, he's big, strong.
Moses only got like 14 fights.
Yeah, Teremoana got like 9 or something like that.
Moses way younger than him though. And then he's fast. Moses is fast. Like he got some.
Oh yeah, he kind of slow. Teremoana is kind of slow because he's bigger and stronger. You know, that's not his game.
He got some good punch placement though.
He's 28. I had no idea he was 28. I thought he was like 23 or something. Okay. Oh man.
He not slow
Hmm.
though, but Moses is real fast.
Compared to Moses, yeah,
But
like
his
he's not.
punch
Yeah,
placement is
I
on
said that.
point though.
No, he's nice. Trust me that
Can't hear him.
yeah. They could meet at the top in like 3 years, something like that.
Um, but yeah, I think we we got some good fights coming up this weekend. We got Amanda Serrano fighting this weekend. I think the Amanda Serrano fight at this point is she's only doing it for the money.
For
To be
sure.
honest with you,
Now let me
it
ask you
look
something, Free. Do you want to
yeah.
see Serrano versus Baumgartner?
I did about 3-4 years ago
Yeah, exactly,
when
exactly.
Amanda wanted that fight. Now it's like, okay, you only want to fight her because she's old, and you
Man, we
you
want to see
hoping.
the boys versus guard. What is she
Yeah,
doing?
the time ain't right now. I agree with you. Like
Yeah.
It's like the perfect fight matchup. The
Now
boy.
that's a fight that Alicia gotta agree to because they under the same stable, but Alicia is the bigger name, and Alicia is at a smaller weight. Alicia is at 130, and Caroline's at 135. So it's gonna take Alicia agreeing to that fight because it's no way that they can mandate the fight. They're not in the same division.
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's probably not gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't know if Alicia will ever take that fight because Caroline, she's like David. Man, she's like David Benavidez. She's getting better. The more fights she
For
gets under her
sure.
belt, the better she's getting. Pretty soon, it's gonna be like, okay, you have no chance of beating this girl. You did once upon a time, but now you didn't let her uh get so good. Now you ain't got no chance.
Yeah. She probably
And
And
scared.
that's where I'm at.
Amanda's clearly not the same one. Free, right? Like Amanda's clearly not the same one. I mean, those Katie Taylor fights maybe, or whatever the case may be. But in that third one, she didn't do anything, man. Like I don't. You see what I'm saying? Like I don't. It doesn't interest me because even if Alicia goes out there and just styles and profiles in front of her and puts on a great performance and whatever, it's like we all know that that ain't the same Amanda. So how much is that gonna do for you, really? You know,
If
like
she was to damage Amanda, I wouldn't want to see that. Like if she was to hurt her, I don't want to see that.
Let me ask y'all, who y'all got in the Foster versus um
I
Floyd?
got shocked.
I
I
mean,
got shocked.
Raymond Ford.
I'm
Personally,
rooting
I
for
got shocked.
Ford. I think Shot got the edge though, but like I'm going with Ford.
I'm going with Foster, and mainly because I want him to get this Shakur fight. I want him to step on the gas on Shakur
Yes,
and see what Shakur does.
absolutely. I want to see that
I
fight
don't
so
want
bad.
to see that
Great.
fight. I think Shakur take that fight because he don't got that many options.
Exactly.
And Foster
And
said he'd go wherever weight Shakur wanted him to go.
Yeah, he wants that fight like water, bro. He's
yeah,
been calling for that
he been
fight.
wanting that fight for years.
Yeah.
And that's why I want Oshaki to win. It's not that I don't like Raymond Ford. I think Raymond Ford is young. I think he still got a lot of years left in the sport. Oshaki is an older fighter. Oshaki's like 33. I think Oshaki's like 32, 33, and he ain't got but much time left in the sport. I want him to get one of these legacy fights for his career. Because right now, he
Yeah, I
ain't
could
got no
see that.
legacy fight.
I like both of them.
Yeah,
I like
I
both of
like
them.
both of them too.
I
I,
actually do. Yeah, yeah. I like Ray Ford. I just love Oshaki personally, but
And
I don't mind Ray
Oshaki,
Ford at
I
all.
don't take Shakur versus Oshaki that serious, but maybe I'm just tripping and I'm sleeping on him. Like, but
you
he's still at
probably
the lower weights. That's why. And it looked like
probably
Shakur
because you
just
don't
bigger.
you don't you probably don't know the history of Oshaki and Shakur.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
Oshaki been trying to get Shakur since 130. He was
Okay.
Shakur number one mandatory for like a year and a half, and Shakur would not make the fight. He's been calling for that fight.
See, I
Yeah,
would have
when
wanted
you
to
see
see it then
you see
when Shakur
somebody,
was at 130.
usually, John, when you see somebody aching for a fight like this, they most likely, bro, they know something that we don't.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what
yeah.
it seemed
You know?
like.
The last time we saw something like this was was Antonio Tarver and Roy Jones.
Mm.
Exactly, great one. That's a great one, Free. Exactly.
That's the last time we saw somebody calling out for a fight like this. Now we heard people call people name out, but not nobody that's been literally doing everything they got to do to get the fight
Yes.
and calling his name out the entire
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
I like this narrative though. If he win, Shakur did say that. So let's see what happens.
That's right. That's right. Shakur did say that if you beat this guy, you get in the fight. So hopefully he
That's
makes
why.
it.
Ain't
You know?
That's
ain't
why I want
nothing Shakur
O'Shaquie
could
to
say
win.
about that one.
Yeah, me too, Free. For
That's the
sure.
main reason why I want O'Shaquie to win because I want to see if Shakur going to do what he said he was going to do. Because we didn't heard Shakur say things and then he went a different route or he had other plans. So you
It'll
gave
be
this
hard
man
to
a
talk his way out of this one if
yeah,
that
it's
happens.
because you told this man you beat Raymond Ford, then I'll fight you. Well, he beat Raymond Ford. Let's see what happens. So
Now,
But
Free.
Raymond Ford
Let
ain't
me
no
ask you something.
easy win to me.
No, no, nobody beats Ray Ford easy. But let me ask you something, Free, because I know Ja disagrees with this, but in my opinion, stylistically, Shock can give Shakur a lot of troubles. In
I
my
don't
opinion.
disagree with that. I just think Shock's smaller because he been at the smaller weight classes. It's I don't know.
Oh no, you disagree as far as him being the one that could be given the most trouble. You think it's Devin, if I'm not mistaken, which is
Oh,
also
out of Devin or
honest. But yeah,
Shocky, yeah, I think Devin will give him more trouble than Oshaki.
Free, what you got?
you said, do I agree with what?
Because I think that Oshaki stylistically is the one that can give Shakur the most trouble. I could be wrong about that, but that's just me.
Oh, for Shakur,
Yeah,
I would say yeah, because they've been in the gym together. Oshaki and Shakur, they were real cool. They sparred
yeah,
together multiple times. He knows what Shakur does. Shakur knows
yeah.
what he does. So yeah,
Familiarity, bro. Like, yeah, for
it's
sure.
almost like Tank versus Lamar Roach. Roach knew what Tank liked to do, so he
Exactly.
wouldn't give it to him.
Yeah.
And it's going to be the same thing with Kubo. I mean, well, Oshaki and Shakur.
I mean,
Oshaki,
to a lesser degree, it's the same that Resendez. Remember Resendez and Caleb Plant? That Resendez was his sparring partner for so long, and then I mean, to a lesser degree, right? But
yeah, I
yeah,
think I think the only difference between Oshaki and Shakur is the defense. I think that's the only difference because I think neither one of them are huge punchers. Neither one of them let their hands go a whole lot. But I think Shakur's defense is just a little more superior than Oshaki. But Oshaki does have underrated power. I think Shakur
yes,
does have a punch when his hand is healthy. I don't know how healthy his hand is. So it's a very entertaining fight. And
it's interesting for sure.
it,
And
I think it's going to go the distance, but I also
yeah,
think
I mean,
it's going to push Shakur in a way that no other fighter pushed him.
yeah, he gonna have to reach deep into his tool bag, in my opinion. And neither of them really sit too much on their offense because they are so defensively responsible, especially Shakur. You know, but man, this is gonna be like a chess match, man. I can't wait. I would love to see that fight, but we'll
You
see what
said,
happens.
what was my final score for the Tank and the Roach? I had it a draw. I had it a draw because the knockdown didn't count. So I had it a draw.
Yeah,
Now, if you count the knockdown, then you would say Roach won, but the knockdown didn't count. I got to go by what the rules was. I can't go by what my feelings are. I got to go by what literally I had to go by. The referee said that wasn't a knockdown, so I got to go by what the referee said.
yeah.
That was a fair draw. Neither one of them did enough to win for me.
You're right. I
I
didn't
think
think
so
Tank
too.
did
Yeah,
enough.
I think so too. Yeah.
I didn't think Tank did enough, and I didn't think Roach did enough. I think Roach waited. It was a lot of times Roach just sat there in a high guard and he let Tank throw punches. So
Yeah,
I
you got to
can't
remember,
give
you
you,
got to take the title away from the champion. Like the
yeah,
champion was meant.
I can't give you a round because you let another person throw punches and you just sat there and blocked as many as you could. I can't give you the round for that. But Tank didn't land. He landed some of them. He didn't land all of them. But Roach wasn't throwing back. So I can't give Roach that. Yes, Roach
He
had
waited.
moments
He
in that
waited
fight.
too much.
Yeah, Roach had moments in that fight. Tank had moments in that fight. I was like, it's a draw. Let's see it again.
Yeah, Roach was supposed to step on the gas,
But
and
I
Tank was
told
supposed to
Let me
everybody,
ask
step
you.
on the
I
gas.
told everybody before the fight happened. I said, y'all not taking into consideration how good of a fighter Roach is. Y'all looking at the Jamel Herring fight and saying, oh, Tank is going to knock him out. Now, I said Tank will probably knock him out too, but I said Roach was a much better fighter than everybody was giving him credit for. I
Now
said
let me
Tank
ask you
probably
this:
would get him out in like the ninth round.
were you guys okay? Since you guys were okay, and so was I with the tank throw. Were you guys okay with the pitbull throw as well?
I thought Pitbull won,
Free.
but everybody disagree when I say that. But I thought
I
Pitbull got
see,
robbed.
yeah, I
Mm.
see an argument for Pitbull. I think Roach came on a little bit too late. I think he came on a little too late, and it was similar to what I saw in the Boxrum fight. I think Boxrum waited around too late to come
Oh,
on.
versus Kelly. Versus
Yeah,
Kelly.
against
Yeah,
Kelly,
yeah.
against Kelly. I think Boxrum waited around too late to come on, and I think Roach did the same thing with Pitbull. He waited around a little too late before he came on. If he would have came on a round earlier and started stepping on the gas and putting his combination together, I think he wins that fight against Pitbull.
See,
So
I agree with that. That's why I think the only reason they try to say Roach won is just because he
what's
had
going on,
to
TD?
draw with Tank.
Yeah,
But
that's why. That,
I think Pitbull won that. He
I
just
mean,
gave it a
like I said,
draw.
I see an argument for Pitbull, but I'm not mad at a draw because there was that back half of the fight. There was a couple of swing rounds that you say, okay, do you want to give it to Roach or do you want to give it to Pitbull? But for the most part, Pitbull lost those back half. There was a couple of swing rounds, but the majority of the rounds, Lamar Roach won the second half of that fight.
And I'm counting the knockdown. I'm probably giving Pitbull. I'm probably biased because Pitbull got the knockdown too.
Yeah, and see that, and that's the thing. Pitbull got the knockdown, and it still ended up being a draw. That tells you how many rounds that Pitbull lost in the second half of that fight.
Right.
Now, are you guys as excited as I am for Roach versus Cepeda?
A little
Uh,
bit, not
now that
as
you
much.
saying it,
Yeah,
now that you just said it, yeah, I'm
it,
more excited now.
it's. I'm a little excited. I'm not. It's not something like, oh, I can't wait to this fight.
Okay.
I'm excited a little bit, but I know one thing: Roach can't do what he did with Pitbull.
Yeah,
He
I was
can't
just
sit
about
back
to
and
say
wait.
that. Yeah, it was just because Cepeda, if not for look, he ain't the most technical. He ain't, whatever the case may be, but he'll overwhelm you. So he can't afford to. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. He gotta,
Like,
he
I
gotta
feel
put
like
like
Zepeda not that big though.
he's not big, but Zepeda is almost like David Benavidez, but just not as skillful as David. He's a guy that his gas tank gets stronger as the fight goes on. He
yes.
lets his hands go. He never stopped punching. Like
Yeah.
with Pitbull, you have moments where Pitbull take stop off. I mean, he let up off the gas because he doesn't have a gas tank like that. Zepeda is the exact opposite. He's like Pitbull as far as his come forward style, but he's not like Pitbull where he's not going to let up off the gas. He's going to keep coming until his opponent give in or you beat him. Like, go look at the Shakur fight. He kept coming at Shakur.
Oh
Shakur
yeah.
had to
Yeah,
outbox him. He had to
yeah.
outbox him.
But with Tevin though, it was like that. When I look at that fight, I'm like, man, Tevin not that big either. He had a tough
But see,
time with
and see,
Tevin.
that's the thing. Like a lot of people look at the Tevin Farmer, but the thing that Tevin Farmer does that made it a close fight,
Yeah, exactly.
Lamar Roach don't do. Lamar Roach is a counter puncher.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he ain't really defensive like Kevin is, like Tevin is. You know, he's
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
And
he's not.
listen, Ja, in Tevin's defense, I mean, Murataya had a lot of trouble with Farmer too. So Farmer give a lot of people trouble, man.
Yeah,
You know,
Raymond Maritana had problem with Tevin.
yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
No
but
doubt.
Lamar Roach, he's a counter puncher. He's not giving you angles. He's waiting for you to throw a shot, and he counter off that shot. Well, Pitbull is going to throw one, two, three, four, five. You got to just throw in between his shot. You can't sit
Exactly.
back and just wait for an opening. You got to throw in between.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's why I
You
said,
can't do your turn, my turn with him. You got to punch with him and in between him to be effective, because
what
otherwise, yeah,
you got with Pitbull. I mean, with Williams or Pater, you got to be willing to take a shot to give a shot because he's going to keep throwing.
yeah.
If you're not willing to take a shot, you're not going to win.
Yeah.
Cepeda is the energizer
Do
bunny.
y'all do either one of y'all coach boxing?
Nah,
Now, I don't coach boxing. I've been coached. I've been around boxing. I got
That
family that
sound
box.
like y'all both sound like y'all be good coaches.
I trained, but I
Just
never.
by the way you breaking down these fighters and what it take to win and all of that.
Now I got family that box, and I've been around boxing. I've boxed,
You
but not
related to
amateur.
Gary and them, ain't you?
Yeah, Gary,
Yeah.
Gary the Russell.
I grew up around them when I was younger. They was like
What's going on,
I
Frontline?
looked up to them,
Yeah.
Gary and his brother, like the big one, and him and Gary,
How
like
many? How
Mr.
many?
Gary.
Is it only Gary Antoine and Gary Jr. or is it somebody else that
No,
I'm missing?
It's mad though.
it
It's
was
a lot.
originally it was seven of them,
Okay.
but two of them two of them did two of them pass away? I know the younger brother passed away. So they got Gary Allen, Mr. Gary, Gary Antoine, Gary Antonio, Gary Jones, and yeah, it was six of them. The younger, one of the youngest, well, he's not youngest, but right before Antoine, he passed away. They got an older brother, which is Gary Jones. That's my cousin. That's my first cousin. They got different mothers. All of the rest of the Gary Russells, they all got the same mothers. But the oldest brother had a different mother. That's my blood cousin. That's how I'm related to the Russells.
Awesome.
No doubt.
Awesome.
No, Gary Allen ain't the oldest. Gary Jones is the oldest. Gary Jones is 49. His name was Gary Fast Hash Jones. He was managed by Sugar Ray Leonard.
Mm.
He was
I
a
ain't know
champion as
that.
well. He was a champion as well.
That name does ring a bell to me, man. I'll look him up for sure. Gary Fast Hands Jones. Yeah, that
Yeah,
does ring a bell.
it's this one fight that he had on ESPN, and Sugar Ray was called in the fight, and Gary hit this dude with five left hooks. This man Sugar Ray said that boy hands so fast he could turn the light off and get in the bed before the room get dark. I, he said it on national TV.
Muhammad Ali said that I think once
What's
as
going on,
well. Yeah.
Angie? What's going on, Tay Tay?
Angie, baby, God bless. How you doing?
Yeah,
Always
but
great
yeah,
to see
that's how I'm related to the Russells by their oldest brother. But
I used to look up to them like the big one who be coaching and
that's
Gary
Gary
and
Allen.
Mr.
That's Gary
Gary.
Allen.
Yeah. They when I cause I just had started boxing it and they was some of the first like they already had like 100 fights when I first started in the amateur and they were just that nice. Like I'm like, oh, I wanna be that good. Like I wanna get
Now,
good like them.
the one thing that you notice from every one of the Russells when you see them fight, they all got fast hands. That's one thing that their father taught them. You gotta have fast hands. Like I said,
They all got dug too. They all
yeah,
got dug. Right.
their oldest brother name was Gary Fast Hands Jones. You look at Mr. Gary Russell, he got fast hands. You look at Antoine, he got fast hands. You look at Antonio, he got fast hands. Allen, when he fought, he had fast hands. And the one that passed away, Gary Anton, he had fast hands. All of them had fast hands.
Let me ask you this, Free, because I gotta see the fight again personally. But the Gary Antoine fight versus Hiroka, how did you
Oroka,
see that one? Yeah,
that was a hell of a fight.
yeah, for
What
sure.
I took away from that fight was Gary Hiroka let everybody at 135, 140 know he ain't to be played with
For sure.
because he took some clean shots from Antoine, and Antoine took some clean shots from him. But
Yep.
that was a very close fight. Going into the last round, I was a little nervous. I was a little nervous for Antoine because Oroka started coming on in the second half of that fight.
Yeah, yeah. He's one of those contenders that's nothing to play with at all, man. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
he definitely made me a supporter. Anytime he
me too.
fight, I'ma watch because
Me
that
too.
boy he can punch.
Yeah, I remember you see those challengers. Like in my case, one of them was Sandor Martin, and many others. I can't remember off the top of my head that you're like, okay, I'm gonna remember that name. And sometimes they go on a losing streak. Sometimes they prove themselves. But yeah, I'm the same way. He definitely made an impression on me.
Yeah, I think I think Antoine is the youngest that out of the ones that's fighting right now, and I think the problem with Antoine is he's not as active enough because Antoine he can be a lot better, but because he's not as active, it takes away from his learning curve. Like Mr. Gary Russell, early on in his career, he was very active. Antonio, early on in his career, he was very active. Antoine, he came on the back half where Mr. Gary Russell was having issues with Floyd and they wasn't giving him the fights that he want. And it kind of trickled down to Antoine. Now, Antoine is not getting fights because at one time, Antoine was getting fights. Now he's not getting them. If you go
Mr.
look at
Gurr, he
What about
always been a
what about the rematch with Puello? I always felt like he had that one, especially now that Puello missed out on Dalton Smith. I mean, I think that
he
probably makes sense.
he wants that rematch, but
Yeah,
Prayo had taken other fights for titles and things like
yeah,
that.
Sandor
So
Martin and Matias. Yeah,
what happened with Antonio though? Like I like his style.
Antonio had that bad loss, and he pretty much they just stopped televising him. He's been having fights, he just ain't been televised.
All right. I
Yeah,
like his
yeah.
style. I like his style the most, but like Mr. Gurr, he the nicest one anyway. Like he just the best fighter out of all of them.
He's what I would say is he has the better ring IQ out of the brothers.
Yeah.
I would think I would say Antoine is the more talented one, but Mr. Gary Russell has the IQ that Antoine doesn't have right now. And
Yeah.
that's because Mr. Gary Russell fought a lot. He had a lot of fights. So he was able to build up that IQ as far as the amateurs and in the pros.
Yeah, he a professional. He a professional. He always been like a professional to me.
Yeah.
How I seen him, like even in the amateurs. So he gonna come ready. He stay ready. And he got a lot of he do. He got a whole bunch of experience in the amateurs and in the pros.
I'm gonna, I'm gonna ask y'all, what do y'all expect to see in the Demetrius Bivol versus Micah effort?
I've never seen Eifert fight, so and he's coming off a back surgery. I don't know. I'm hoping to see him returning because if Bevo can return to his to some sort of what he was, it'll be better for the division, for boxing as a whole. We can start talking seriously about the Turbio 3, about the Navides, all the rest of it, right? But If he goes out there and just puts up a, one of those split decision, majority decisions, A side type of fights, then it's probably not going to happen. So I'm hoping to see Bivol shine. I mean, I love him, but beyond that, I just want to see these other fights, and if he doesn't put up a great performance, that's probably not going to happen. So. I'm not, Bivo's not known for stopping people. He stopped Malik Sanat and a few others, but his thing is pendulum and everything. So I'm hoping to see a shout-out showcase performance. That's what I'm hoping to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's back good, I don't got nobody beating him except for Benavidez.
See, the thing is, I don't know how the layoff is going to affect Bivol. Bivol hasn't fought since the rematch of Arthur. He was getting ready for this fight and he got injured and they end up putting it off until now. So I don't know how the layoff is going to do. And from what I'm seeing, this guy that he's about to fight, he had somewhat of a layoff too. But I don't know.
Have you seen him? Have any of you two gentlemen seen Efert fighting? Because I have no idea.
No, I haven't.
No, I haven't seen him fight. I was actually going to watch him because I got to do this little this pool to place my picks, and so I'm gonna go watch him fight to see how good of a fighter is he, if he's any good at it all. Because he is 13-1 with 5 knockouts, so he's not a big puncher neither. But a lot of times those guys that you overlook is the guys that surprise you.
For sure, absolutely, very well said, absolutely. And then not only that, again, he's coming in here with nothing to lose. Like
how do you spell his name?
Eifert.
Yeah, Michael. First name is Michael.
Yeah. Is he from USA or I think he's from Europe or something? I'm not sure.
He fought Pascal.
Say
that again.
He fought Pascal.
Yeah,
he did. Oh, okay, not bad.
Yeah, I mean he like I said, he's not somebody that I expect to win, but then again, we never know because the layoff could have Bivol not coming in 100%. He's German.
Yeah, you're right. He's smart too. He look like he got some power, decent power.
It doesn't actually because he's 13-1 with only 5 KOs. So he may be.
No, I'm just looking at him fighting Pascal. It looked like he got some power behind it, and he looks smart. But like I don't got him beating Bivol like you. But like you said, Freya, lets the layoff affect Bivol.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's my only thing. And who's to know? I mean, Bivol could be overlooking this guy because he got Arthur in the rear view, or should I say, he got Arthur in the front view, and he got David Benavidez in front of that. So you could be looking past this guy.
What has Arthur been doing though?
Nothing.
Arthur been waiting on Bivol.
He was gonna fight. A guy named Nicholson, and that didn't happen. I think that was in the card that Abdullah fought Sam Oaks and everything. Yeah, and but that didn't happen.
He did have a fight lined up, but it got canceled. I don't know if Nicholson got injured or what. But
it wasn't because of Beterbiev though. I remember that it wasn't an issue with Beterbiev. I think it was the other guy or something. Because if you remember, Beterbiev has had knee issues. The first one, I think it was the first one against Bivol, it got postponed because of the knee, but that wasn't the case on this one. It was something else.
He said the last good German was Phoenix Stern, and he was a solid at best.
Nah, Caballero represents Germany. I know he was born in Iran or something like that, but he represents Germany.
Yeah. But that's all I really had on today. I'm about to get ready for this interview that I'm supposed to be doing with Keith Cologne. We're supposed to be doing an interview. So I appreciate y'all for coming
peace
up.
And blessings.
Thank you for having me, man. Good stuff.
Not a problem. I appreciate everybody for coming through. If y'all didn't hit the like button on your way out, we'll be back. I probably will be back on Thursday. I'm not 100% sure, but just be on the lookout because I will drop it early enough for y'all to know. Appreciate all y'all for coming through. Thomas, I'm gonna hit you up in a second. It's your boy, D Free Sports Talk. And we out.